Hello and welcome. Thanks for tuning in today. I really appreciate the phone calls and the questions you guys are giving me. Down below is my phone number. Feel free to give me a call. If I'm available, I will answer the phone and be happy to listen and talk with you for a few minutes. Thank you for calling. It lets me know that the messages that I'm talking about on this video have good value to you and that you're taking action on some of the stuff that I'm talking about. Today I want to talk about venues. Where do we spend our time? What venue do we spend a lot of time in? And what I'm really going to talk about is the venue of how you make a living. What venue do you operate in? What do you do in the marketplace? Where do you go to work at? Do you go to work at a fast food restaurant or do you go to work at a doctor's office? Are you a doctor or are you a person that takes someone's order at a fast food restaurant? And there's all kinds of different places and different educations and different jobs that are available. Some people drive a bus, some people drive a limousine. Some people fly an airplane, a commercial airplane. Some people fly a private airplane. Some people don't fly at all. So what is the venue that you work in? I want to talk to you about an old profession. No, not prostitution. Another old profession, and that's fishing. Back in the day, people had food to eat because they planted crops or because they hunted animals or they went fishing. And so think about fishing. Think about the different venues that we can go fishing in, okay? What we need basically if we're going to go fishing is we need water. And inside that water there's a possibility that you can have fish. Now, if you went fishing in a residential swimming pool, one that had chlorine in it, it had water but it had chlorine, there are not going to be any fish that are going to be able to live in that swimming pool. Some people actually fish for fish in swimming pools with chlorine, and they don't understand why they're not more successful catching fish. They need to evaluate their venue. Obviously, they're not going to catch any fish in a swimming pool. No matter how many hours a day they fish, no matter how good a bait they use, there's just not going to be any fish in that swimming pool. Now, another venue where you can go fishing is an aquarium. A 50-gallon aquarium in your living room. A 50-gallon aquarium in your living room can have all kinds of fish in it, but they're not going to be very big because the venue is so small. But the risk is very low when you go fishing in an aquarium in your living room. You don't have to travel anywhere. All you got to do is get up off the couch, walk over to the aquarium, reach your hand inside the aquarium and pull a fish out. Pretty simple. But you're not going to be able to feed yourself for very long. You're definitely not going to be able to feed your family or anybody else. So that's the second venue. The first one is a swimming pool. The second one is an aquarium. Now, I live in Oklahoma, and in Oklahoma we have a lot of farm ponds. Man-made farm ponds, an acre or 2 acres. And what happens is generally a farmer will go out and will use his tractor and his equipment and he will dig a 1 acre or 2 acre pond. And it can be a square and it's easy to get around. And in that farm pond you have fish that grow to be 5, 6, even 7 pounds. And you don't need a fishing license necessarily. You don't need any special equipment. You don't need a boat. You need a fishing pole or very, very basic fishing equipment to be able to go fishing in a farm pond. Now the next level up would be a large lake. A large lake, fish have lots of room to get around. There's a lot of food. There's a lot of opportunities. And so the fish in a large lake can get to be well over 75 pounds. Even over 100 pounds. But at a large lake, in order to go fishing there, you might have to travel. For instance, there's a lake in Oklahoma called Texoma, and it's over 100 miles from my house to Lake Texoma. So I would need a boat, I would need a fishing license, I would need the equipment, I would need something to pull the boat from Oklahoma City to Lake Texoma. So there would be some cost involved, there'd be some risk involved. I could have an accident on the way, the boat can come off the trailer, we could have a flat tire. There's all kinds of things that could happen along the way to go to Lake Texoma to go fishing. Now, once I get to Lake Texoma to go fishing, we launch the boat, we go out into the water. Now, if a storm comes up, I could actually drown at Lake Texoma. I could fall into the water if I don't have a life preserver on. I could fall into the water, hit my head on the side of the boat, and I could drown. And people do drown at Lake Texoma. Usually there's several drownings every year at Lake Texoma. So the risk is higher than the risk in the living room fishing out of the aquarium or in the farm pond. The next fishing venue could be the ocean. Now there's a television show about fishing in the ocean. It's called The Deadliest Catch. And people actually die all the time fishing in the ocean. If you have to go 50, 75, 100 plus miles out from land to go fishing to catch the big fish, but you can catch a fish for over 1,000 pounds. You can catch one single tuna, 800 to 1,000 pounds, and that tuna sells for a lot of money per pound. Lobsters and crabs and all that stuff can be fished, but you need more equipment. In order to go 100 miles off the coast, you really need a pretty good sized boat. You need a big financial investment. It's risky, but the rewards can be really high. Now, I give you that because I want you to think about what venue are you fishing in. I just got a haircut a few minutes ago from my barber who comes to my office to give me a haircut because my time is very important. I only have so much time, 24 hours in a day, and he comes to my office to give me a haircut, which saves me time. And he makes money. And I pay him a reasonable fee for his hour that it takes him for travel time and giving me a haircut. And then we talk for about 15 minutes and I try to share advice with him. And generally what I share advice with him about is the importance of reading. I'm always reading a book. I was asked yesterday, how do you read so many books as busy as you are? The way I do it is I always carry a book with me. The book that I'm reading right now is called Take the Stairs. It actually came out several years ago and it is full of great information. Now, I just started reading the book, but I've already listened to the book through Audible cover to cover, and it inspired me. There's several stories in here that are really good that help me to take action. Successful people take action. That's the bottom line. Successful people take action no matter how we feel. If I get up in the morning and I'm feeling a little sluggish, coffee might not be the answer. What might be the answer is I need to consume some water because my body is dehydrated from the night before. So even though I don't want to get out of bed, if I get out of bed, number one, I get out of bed and I drink some water, I start to feel better. Successful people take action no matter how we feel. Habits are extremely important. The way we get good, solid habits is we have routines. Things that we do consistently. I get up every morning at 4:50 or earlier. Every morning, 7 days a week, with a few exceptions. As many of you know, I just now got over COVID, and I woke up every day except one day before 4:50 in the morning. And I did certain exercises every day, and I listened to something positive every day, and I read every day. Even though I didn't feel like it, I went ahead and took those actions. Now I'm back in the office. This is the second day back in the office. Yesterday, I didn't feel like coming to work. My mind was full of negative talk, self-talk. It was negative. I didn't want to come to work, but I went ahead and came to work anyway because successful people take action. Yesterday when I came to work, I took some action. I think it'll benefit us in a few weeks. We'll see really great results from the action that I took yesterday. The things I do today, you're really going to see results in a week or 2 weeks or even a year from now. One of the most important activities I do is I save 10% or more of my income every time I get paid anything. At least 10% or more of my income goes into a savings plan, an investment plan, and I buy stocks. I buy stocks in companies that I believe in, that I would like to own, just like Buffett talks about. And so by doing that, by having a system, I continue to increase my net worth. Now, a lot of people say that you should save for retirement. I don't think we should save for retirement. I think we should save to have more financial wealth. and that with that wealth we can help somebody else out. Last night, I was in a parking lot and there was a car that was broke down, and this car was in bad shape. And I commented to my wife Leslie about the car, and when we came out of the building, the owner of the car was inside the car, and I could tell that the person was definitely stressed. And I heard this voice in my mind, go help him. Go give him a word of encouragement. And so I walked up to him and I said, it looks like you're having car troubles. He said, yes. He was despondent about it. He was upset. He said, yes, but he was waiting for the wrecker to come. That's good. He's got a solution. But it was obvious that he was not a wealthy person. And so I had a $50 bill in my hand, and I said, I want to help you. And he says, I don't know what you can do. And I said, well, here, I'd like to give you this gift, and maybe this can help you with your situation. And he was surprised. It was just a random act of kindness. It made me feel better. The more I give, the more I live. And so I want to help as many people as possible. I want to do as much as I can to help. So, back to this book. If you read this book, you're going to feel better, and you're going to take better action. You're going to take actions today that you hadn't taken in the past. You're going to feel good. People that feel good do good stuff. Or people that have self-esteem do esteemable things. Take action. Help somebody else. If you're struggling at work, help someone else to become successful at work. If you're struggling at school, help someone else to learn the studies. If you're struggling learning a language, help someone else learn the same language. If you're having troubles with your health because maybe you're overweight or underweight, help somebody else with their health. If you have low energy, help somebody else that has low energy to have higher energy. What can you do? One of the number one things we can do if we have low energy is drink water. How simple is that? There are billions and billions of dollars that are being spent on energy drinks. And energy drinks, for the most part, dehydrate you. And what we really need is we need water. The more water you have, the more pliable your body is. So drink more water. Quite honestly today, I've had less water today than I know I should. So as soon as we get done videoing this, I'm going to drink some water. And I'm going to continue to drink water through the rest of the day. Little things add up. If you haven't read the book Atomic Habits, I highly recommend you read that book. And soon we're going to have the book The Science of Getting Rich. We're going to have that printed. We're waiting for our first copies to come in. As soon as we get that, we'll start distributing the book, The Science of Getting Rich, in the jails and the prisons. If you'd like more information about our book distribution program, go to worldbookbank.org. We need people's help so we can put more quality books in the hands of people that are in institutions throughout the United States so that they have the knowledge they need in order to become successful. Success is achieving worthwhile goals. So I want to encourage you, if you also are interested in a really great movie, I recommend the movie The Butler or Secretariat. Both of those movies are very inspiring. They teach a lot of great principles. Time goes by very quickly, and after watching those two movies, or either one of those movies, I felt inspired. If you want to know more about our book giving program, we donate books to people in jails and prisons and homeless shelters and other organizations where people need the knowledge that are in the books that we're donating. We're donating 5 titles right now. And if you want more information about our program, please go to worldbookbank.org. worldbookbank.org. And find out about the books that we're giving away. We have an essay contest going on right now where if you sign up and you do an essay from the heart, not necessarily your punctuation and spelling, but from the heart on the title that we're doing this month, we will award $5,000 to the person that wins that essay contest. Next week, I'm headed up to Wyoming to give $5,000 to a student at a Job Corps center because he submitted the best essay in our last contest. Thank you very much for watching. Down below is my phone number. If you'd like to give me a call, have questions or comments you'd like to make, please do so. Just go down below and give me a call.